Episode 323. Gonna be a little bit of a weird episode, this one. Not weird in any of the content, just weird in the recording. A little bit sick today. Just gonna have to lower my standards, I think, for the pace that I go. Might just be a little bit slower than usual. And also my voice might be, I don't know. The audio might not be as good. The way that I'm sounding right now. Lowered standards. Although I guess I don't really have that much standards for when I'm recording in the first place. Still gonna be worse than usual, I think, here. I think I just have to get used to that. I think the next step that I need to do while recording these is just kind of get more used to doing them quickly and efficiently. And I guess part of that is lowering my standards. This will be like a good test run or something. Like that. We'll lower our standards, so I'll just ignore that little hiccup. If I were recording on any other day, maybe I would have restarted the episode if I coughed there, but I think we'll just ignore that. 1,000 gods found within the great and the small, rather different from Eorzea under 12. But I have heard of stranger things. In some lands, for instance, men refuse to acknowledge the existence of all but a single god. I can't imagine. Whatever it is we've got to do, we'll do it, right? I mean, what other choice do we have? Yeah, let's do it. Whatever it was, I kind of forgot. I know we're going for a swim today, which is going to be a bit weird, feeling for me. Watching the characters swim around in the water when that feeling would be very weird for me to imagine, the way I'm feeling right now. All sick and everything. May this bargain be the first of many between our peoples. Listen well, my friends. We require your assistance with the search for a priceless treasure, the Yasakani no Magatama. This jewel, the most sacred of Kojin relics, was in the possession of Hingashi until they decided to present it to the Guardians in a gesture of conciliation. The Red would not abide this, and so they plotted to seize a vessel bearing it to their imperial masters. Alas, though they succeeded, in the ensuing chaos, the Magatama was lost to the sea. We wish to recover this sacred jewel before our brothers. However, were we to come into conflict with them, it would be problematic. Therefore, we turn to you. So you want us to help search the ocean floor for this treasure of yours? I'm not sure how we're supposed to do that without, gills. Droning, fear not. There is a ritual I can perform to imbue your bodies with a powerful blessing. But first you must prepare offerings for the sea. Yeah, it's this very convenient thing that's super surprising that we can just do. And the most surprising thing about it is that it's, just long-lasting forever, basically. I require twisted ruby coral, several fist-sized sea snail shells, and a freshly harvested Unkyo carapace. Which I guess in the long run, considering how long we're going to have this ability, forever, that's a very low price for this ability. That's quite the shopping list. I'll see to the shells, and these can look for the coral. Komoi, would you go and find an Unkyo and relieve it of its carapace? Alright, let's go find a turtle. That is what an Unkyo is, right? Not you. Do take care when killing the Unkyo, not to damage its carapace too much. When they say carapace, I assume it's a turtle, or a tortoise or something. Probably a turtle if it's like a water ritual. I guess tortoises aren't water. Do I have that right? Do I remember that? I'm gonna have to go silent every once in a while just to turn my head and cough. It'd be terrible if the waveform on the microphone got all messed up and all the audio processing I have to do becomes so much harder. If there's like a huge peak that's higher than anything else, and it's just a pain to single that out. Well, I guess if there's only one peak, it's not a problem. The problem is when there are multiple peaks, so I just don't want to have multiple costs be a problem. I guess it's actually a crowd that we're dealing with. Alright, that was easy. Did the other guys get their jobs done fast as I did? I missed. And it's slower this way, because I have to swim. They only have flying for the mounts and technically like swimming for the mounts, but only like what we're about to do. There is no swimming like on the surface of the water. Oh wait, this way. Ah, there you are. Came to meet me at the gate. Well, have you the Unkiu Carapace? Use your crab shell. How splendid they are. The kami shall be most pleased, I'm sure. I got it. I got the ruby coral you wanted. And I the sea snail shells. They're about the size of my fist, though I realize now you may have meant yours. These shall more than suffice for our purpose. Next we must make ready to present them to the sea, and perform the ritual. Once it has been completed, you will be able to move freely to the depths and find the Yasakani no Magatama. Out of curiosity, how large is this sacred jewel of yours? Unless it's far too large to be carried by the three of us, how are we supposed to even find it? The Ruby Sea is not exactly small. Yeah, it's an ocean. I mean, a sea is an ocean, right? Well, I guess not always. A sea is always in an ocean. Maybe sometimes a sea is as large as an ocean. Or maybe never, like by Earth's terms. But by like logical terms, whatever. Surely you realize we have been searching this whole time. The area we wish you to explore is but a small fraction of the Ruby Sea. Already we have scoured most of the seabed near and within our territory, to no avail. All that remains is a region to the west. Okay, you saved the last of the work for us, so we'll definitely find it. The Shelvis of the Sui no Sato can provide you with better guidance than we. You would do well to visit them first. Shelvis? You mean the Kojin aren't the only ones living under the sea? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Kind of like that crazy part from the opening cutscene. The trailer thing that I guess would have been promoting Stormblood. You see an entire city under the water and it's like a place you can go. Damn. Really hope that doesn't make a spike in the waveform. Of course not. The Ryan have been here here as long as I can remember. Shiosai, the overseer, I believe, can tell you more when you arrive. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. We have yet to carry out the ritual. Let's do a ritual. Granted, this power isn't super useful. Damn. That's gonna be a constant problem if it keeps on spiking. I guess I'll find out. But yeah, this ability isn't super useful, like in terms of gameplay, but like logically in lore. It's kind of like one of the most useful abilities you can have considering like the planet that everyone lives on here. I can hardly wait. Quite how this blessing is supposed to keep us from drowning remains to be seen. Are you ready, my friends, to explore a world unlike any of you have ever known? Then let us go to the western part of the village. Or rather, to western part of the village. I feel like that might have been a typo, like one of the rare typos in Final Fantasy XIV. You very rarely find them. Should it say to the western part? Or is it proper grammar to say to western part? My throat. Where the water twists and turns, and there complete our preparations for the ritual. I'll probably have to talk less if I want to cough less in this episode. Or just drink more. I always have a drink next to me when I'm recording, but I very rarely just take the time to drink. Guess I'll do that now. This is the place, right? I'm not sure I like the look of that whirlpool. He dove into the water a moment ago and said to wait here until he returned.
It is done. Your offerings have been given to the sea. The ritual can begin at last. Come and stand before me, my friends. Yes, yes. Listen to my words, and let all else wash away. Listen to my words, and feel them flow into your heart. At first a trickle, then a flood. O Kami of the fathomless waters of the fallen, the ascended, the flowing, and the becalmed, caretakers of the shallows and of the depths, receive of us our meager offerings, cleanse these ones of earth and stone, and grant them your blessing, that they might drink deep of the divine. The ritual is complete, my friends. You may now breathe in the depths as you would upon land.
Strange. I don't feel any different. Are you sure it worked?
Reasonably. The blessing does have its limits, of course. While it will allow you to dwell in the depths, it will not help you traverse them.
And I mean, that's already like a huge, huge boon. Like, it's not only immunity to drowning, it opens up like so many avenues for traversing places. Like, you could use it to infiltrate Guardian seabeds or whatever. Without any complicated machinery, you could just like swim up to them. Like whatever ocean bases they have, we know we have them based on like what we saw in A Realm Reborn. And like any coastal bases, and that's just like a couple of examples. There are many other ways this is useful. But I guess in terms of gameplay, it's not really, you don't really use it that much.
I can swim well enough. How about you, Alize?
Oh, like a fish, in contrast to my doggy-paddling brother. Somehow, the boy just isn't very buoyant.
Iconic.
Skilled or no, your bodies are ill-suited to the sea. Your cause demands alacrity, and you shall have it. But first, let us take to the water.
Very brave. You have no way of knowing if this worked for sure. I guess you could swim back if you figured out you weren't breathing underwater, but still. I remember that line of Alice's, I just didn't remember where she said it. Somehow the boy just isn't very buoyant.
Incredible! I could swear I was breathing air.
Now I shall summon for you noble steeds of great strength.
Right, you can mount underwater, as I was saying. So now that we have this, like the ability to dive wherever... Well, actually no, this doesn't mean we can ride mounts on water. We still dismount whenever we have our mounts touch water. Unless we have flying in the area, because the mounts have to fly over the surface of the water.
Look at them. I bet they could take us all the way to the deepest depths of the sea.
And so they may. After we've won over the Confederacy, rescued Kosetsu, and liberated your respective homelands.
Should you become parted from your steeds, return to me, and I shall call them again. Take care, my friends, and may the Kami speed you on your way.
We'll find that treasure in no time. Come on!
Actually, I forget. When they first introduced this, and I mean I wasn't around when they first introduced this, But only some mounts do underwater stuff? Because originally only some mounts could fly, and that was in Heaven's Ward, so this was right after that. So maybe some mounts, only some of them could swim, and this was like your first swimming mount. But now all mounts can do anything, just because it's annoying to swap back and forth, I guess. Owing to Sorbonne's blessing, you may now dive into deep water and stay submerged indefinitely. Everyone should have this ability, everyone on the Scions. We should get everyone this. Underwater settlements like Tamamizu and Sui no Sato can be accessed via circular portals. To leave deep water, you need to only swim towards the surface. Conversely, to dive into deep water while swimming on the surface, press circle. I'm gonna cough again. Guess I can mute the mic. Muting the mic is a much more elegant solution than just hoping it doesn't show up on the waveform. Should you become separated from your steed, speak with Sorbonne in Tamamizu to mount a striped ray. Do we need this mount for the quest? Well, we're not going to dismount anyway, I guess. Swimming and diving. You can go up, and you can go down, and you can like dive under the water, and there are some emotes under the water. We'll maybe see that later. There are very few emotes that actually work under the water, though. So yeah, we're underwater now. Are there aether currents underwater? That doesn't answer my question, but... well, whatever. But there are lookout points, I guess, but... I don't remember there being aether currents underwater, but it's not like I remember them not being underwater. So while novel, this isn't really like too exciting. It's basically just flying on the mount with a water layer going over, and a bunch of like fish swimming around, and a spooky shark. If you're scared of sharks, this might be a problem. If you have like a problem with underwater things, like thalassophobia, this might be a problem. But really it's just not too much different from flying, so... I guess all we really get out of this is the novelty of the experience. How do I dismount? I'm pressing my macro dismount. I guess I gotta... there we go. They told you to go back to Sorbonne if you lose your mount, but you don't really need the mount. Not really. I'll admit I had my doubts, but this is a blessing worthy of the name. One cannot help wondering what other magics a Kojin possess. Now, was there an aetherite here? No, there wasn't. This must be Sui no Sato, the Ryan village Sorbonne told us about. Right then, let's see if they can't help us find the Kojin's missing tool. You may now perform underwater emotes. I thought we already had that. Alright, let's see them, before we do anything else. How many underwater emotes are there, like unlocked from the beginning? It'd be under like special, right? There's like only the one that I can think of. This one doesn't work underwater, it only works on the surface. Where was water flip? I guess it'd be under general then. There were like those icons on the bottom. Oh wow, you can do like a lot of them underwater actually. But I guess what I was thinking was that there were only some of them that were specifically underwater. This is actually, I never knew you could do this. Actually they changed how certain emotes work. Like they made it so that a lot of emotes were more free when you were sitting or whatever. So you could like do like a tome scroll while sitting, maybe you could always do that, but they did that to a lot of emotes, updated them so that your upper torso was just more free or whatever. Maybe that also affected what you could do underwater or something. And now you can do like all of these things underwater that you couldn't do before. Interesting. Well, maybe you could have always done that and I just never knew. But yeah, as for emotes that can only be done underwater, I'm pretty sure it's only like the water flip. Not that I'm gonna go through the list and check. Did we talk? Yeah. If this is Suino Sato, then Shiosai, the Overseer, should be around here somewhere. I dare say... I dare say one of the locals will be able to point us in his direction. Though, now that I look around, I get the distinct impression we are not welcome here. What, we're not welcome here? You, welcome us. Is there anything I might help you with, madam? Tell me about yourself. I am Sasanami. I serve under Shiosai, the High Priest of Shisui of the Violet Tides. My duties include drafting the necessary paperwork for courtly functions and the village. Wait, courtly functions and the village? Courtly functions of the village? I don't know. As well as writing letters and arranging meetings. Whenever the High Priest is too busy to do so himself, I will also attend to the needs of his beloved otter, Isobe. Oh, the otter. I forgot. Is the otter like around now? Well, first tell me about this thing. What is this place? Long ago we, the Ryan, were driven from our ancestral home. Our forefathers sought refuge here under the sea, and thus the humble but peaceful village of Suino Sato came into existence. Yeah, actually being driven out of your homeland is kind of a common recurrence for a lot of people, which I guess is true of like reality too, but like in Final Fantasy XIV, it's like a recurring thing for a lot of different peoples. But maybe it's like intentional considering the overarching plot of like reclaiming home. Well, anyway. We are ruled by the Ruby Princess. Few besides those who serve at the royal courts, however, know her face, and even they seldom see her in person. Currently Her Highness is carrying out a private ceremony of sorts. All, including her most trusted advisors, have been barred from entering or exiting the palace. Right, the palace. Where's that otter? There you are. Yeah, we can play triple triad against the otter. Not right now, though. Chirp. That means no. Chirp chirp. That means something. Something other than no. It probably doesn't mean yes. So, this is our man. Leave this place and never return. We have no need of wide-eyed wanderers. Oh, wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to stare. I mean, your otter is very worth staring at. It's wearing a hat. My name is Lise, and these are my friends, Komoi and Alice. We're looking for the Overseer Suino Sato, Shiosai. That's you, isn't it? The Kojin of the Blue sent you hither, did they? I am no Overseer, nor ever would I claim to be one. I am High Priest of Shisui of the Violet Tides, Shiosai. So you are the man we're looking for. Great. We need your help. We're looking for this jewel called the Yasakani no... Stop. I will hear no more. We will suffer no outside troubles in our sanctuary, especially those of would-be treasure hunters. Well, we're more like the lost and found. I guess that's also what treasure hunting is sometimes. Chirp chirp. Quiet, Isobe, or there will be no dango for dinner. I can do naught to aid you. I say to you again, leave this place and never return. No, let the otter speak. At the very least, sir. Sir, she says, in italics, you might condescend to tell us of your village, and of why you are so low as to show us even the most basic courtesy. Suino Sato is our sanctuary, under the benevolent leadership of the Ruby Princess, sovereign of Shisui. We Ryan enjoy humble yet fulfilling lives. But it was not always so. He could have just said no. He could have just said no to like giving us the story. The fact that he's telling us the story means we got an end. Long ago our forebears were driven from their ancestral lands, so we've heard. Beneath the waters they sought refuge from the ravages of war, and here they flourished. All that we are, our culture, our traditions, was born of the sea, as was I. Though we have engaged others in diplomacy, it has ever been with the utmost caution. Isolation and independence are essential to preserving our way of life. So it was when Doma fell 25 years past. The Ruby Princess, in her wisdom, decreed that we would take no part. As it was, so ever shall it be. Forever and ever apart. Forgive me. I understand now how highly you value your way of life, and how you will suffer none to endanger it. You may be assured that we have no desire to do so, and I would hope that we have given you no cause to assume otherwise. Okay, Alize is sort of like her brother. She's better than Lisa at the whole negotiation thing, and maybe even better than Alphinaud in certain ways, because Alphinaud's all stuck up sometimes, I guess. I mean, he's better now, but they're just like better at different things, these two, I think. You have not, but this changes nothing. Well, I mean, I'm praising her, but I guess she didn't exactly like get us in. I think she's working on it though. Regardless of your intentions, it is not my place to break with tradition. I must consider the wishes of all who call Suino Sato home. For me to defy their will and permit outsiders to remain would be a gross betrayal of my responsibilities. Please do not ask this of me. Thank you for your time, sir. And the otter stares. Alright, game over, guys. Everywhere we go, it's the same. Go away. We don't want any. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, but some stupid part of me just can't help hoping for the best. That's great. That's a good thing, actually. Keep on hoping. And so it continues. Another village, another deaf ear. Clearly, Girabanya is not the only place with walls. I'm starting to wonder if this was all a huge mistake. Gosetsu couldn't have known we would take this long. I only hope he's still alive. Yeah, that's kind of like the big flaw in the plan. He told us to go over to the pirates over by the tower to look for help, which wasn't too far away. But then the pirates told us to well, I guess we had the plan to go help the Kojin. And then the Kojin asked us to go over this way to ask for help from these guys. And wouldn't you know it, it seems like we're gonna have to help these guys before they even help us. The chain's gotta break somewhere, though. Hopefully before Gosetsu gets tortured to death. Meanwhile, in the Tavern of Isari. Okay, speaking of, I guess that's why they brought him up.
I tire of this filthy tavern, and it's still filthier clientele.
'Tis scant reward for your treachery, aye. A painted woman of your rich experience deserves a better class of customer.
Is that? Wait. Painted woman, class of customer. I don't know. I don't know about that long, Gosetsu. Is that saying what I think it's saying? That kind of insult seems a little bit too much, but I guess she is kind of pretty bad.
Oh, name-calling. Is that what we've been reduced to?
Maybe it's not as bad of an insult as I think it is. Maybe I'm just recalling her past that we learn about and projecting that onto what he's name-calling her.
Orphan of the Nayuri. Widow of Sashihai. What joy it must have brought you to be revenged upon us all.
Not enough. Not nearly enough. My appetite for your agony is as an abyss. bottomless, insatiable. Before you die, you will cry and beg and prostrate yourself upon the earth. You will crawl on your belly through the muck and the piss and debase yourself for my amusement. All of you.
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
But you think you are made of sterner stuff? Rather than have him beat you, mayhap I should have my oaf go and fetch your master's head. Oh, poor Lord Cayenne. Kami rest his soul. Noble leader of a fallen nation. A fine puppet he made for the Viceroy. For a time. 25 years he was content to serve his masters as a dog. And then everyone had to rise up and get themselves killed. Tell me, how did it feel to fail him that day? To live with the disgrace of his death? Not that you were a stranger to living with disgrace, of course. In the what was it? 25 years since you were humiliated and tossed into an imperial jail? You had plenty of time to get used to it. Oh yes, I heard the stories. About the samurai who would do anything to return to his master's side, even if it meant pledging his blade to his sworn enemy. They say he walked with death. That he slew 1,000 men in the Empire's name. Truly a tale for the poets.
I did not remember that part of the story.
I do not deny my sins, but I will not be reproached by the likes of you.
Oh, I mean not to reproach you, but to praise you. You're a survivor, samurai. Just like me. So, let us not dwell on the past, you and I, and instead give thought to the future. To wit, I would ask you again to help me resolve this vexing matter of Dorma's missing heir. Living or dead, it makes no difference, really. But the Garleans are most insistent that we put this problem behind us. And I know you helped him flee. So tell me, what became of Lord Hien?
To my dismay, the details escape me at present. Mayhap your dog could jog my memory.
Very tough.
Get on with it, and mark me, brute. There is no limit to how far you can fall.
He's getting tired.
Bloody stupid. Oh!
When I get back to Eorzea, I'm gonna find that little shite, and I'm gonna make her pay.
No, probably talking about us, or maybe Lise. Probably us. He's getting real tired of beating this guy. Like hacking away at a brick wall or something. It's gonna take some time. And I guess that's good for us, because it's gonna take some time to do all this stuff, probably. Alright, we already read that. We seem to have reached an impasse, and to make matters worse, every solution I can think of will only take more time. I don't suppose you have any ideas, do you, Kamui? Us have ideas? The Warrior of Light? Are we allowed to? We could try talking Shiosai round. We could ask the villagers if they know anything. Sorbonne sent us here. Mayhap we should ask him. We find some red Kojin and encourage them to talk. Okay, yeah, that's a very Komori answer. This is the correct answer, if I remember, like, the way the story flows properly. But yeah, this is a Komori answer. Let's encourage some Vedkojin. The thought of administering a little encouragement does have its appeal, but I would need to be convinced that the Vedkojin knew anything before resorting to violence. Komori doesn't. She doesn't have to be convinced. She'll do it. You are the ones who came from above, yes? If you could have a moment of your time. Okay, I had no idea who would have been talking. I don't know... I recognize these characters, but I don't know how they relate to anything. Guess we'll find out. My apologies, I did not mean to startle you. My name is Ianami, and this is my wife Unagi. We were wondering, have you any news from Doma? Okay, pieces are starting to come together. If so, we should very much to hear it. May I ask why? If you must. Our daughter fought in the rebellion. We have heard naught from her since. It would be too much to hope that you know of her, but her name is Yukiri, yeah. Finally, a breath of fresh air, or what's it called, a windfall? A tailwind? A second wind? Things are going in our way is what I'm saying. Kami be praised. She lives. She lives. We're looking for her too, actually, but I'm sure she's alright. We had no idea she hailed from Suino Sato. How did she come to serve Doma as a shinobi? Got a cough again. I had to pick the game that I'm recording of, like, the 4 games that I'm doing that has, like, the most talking in it, or, like, the most lines that I read while I'm sick to do recordings. It's just kind of a mess. I think I can handle it. It'll be fine. It all began when she was a little girl. She and another child crept out of the village, having grown curious about the outside world. To Doma they went, where they met a young boy, the proud son of Yongcha. Oh, what a cute story. His tales of imperial oppression left a lasting impression on her. When she returned, she spoke passionately of the Domin's plight, and urged us to take the boy in, but my wife and I would not hear it. Kind of like the Little Mermaid, sort of. I mean, just like very, very vaguely. Underwater girl, like prince from the land, and they meet and that's all. That's all the similarity is. We thought the matter closed, but she never forgot his words. She became convinced that the Guardians would one day come for us, and it was in search of the strength to defend us that she left, years later, to learn the ways of the shinobi. I mean, she wasn't wrong. The Guardians are probably like, if left unchecked, they would go to every single place on the world, like, no matter how far they are, and beyond probably. When the then Ruby Princess learned of this, she forbade Yukiri's return, lest she bring misfortune to us all. We protested in judgment, but there was naught we could do, and so our daughter, who wanted only to keep her people safe. Surely there is something we can do for these people, they who gave her aid and succor when no other would. Did I read that last line right? And so our daughter who wanted only to keep her people safe. Yeah, that just trailed off, I guess. I am but a humble stonemason, but if the Yasakani no Magatama you seek, if it is that what you seek, I may yet be of some assistance to you. The jewel is known to possess an unusual property. To the naked eye, it is as jade. But when bathed in a particular light, it shimmers with a divine resplendence. I have mined similar materials before. To find them, one must use these lamps. They cast an invisible light, under which the stones sparkle like UV light. In the deepest depths, they are invaluable. There is a sunken ship to the east. Though the currents may have spirited away her cargo, you should begin your search there. Thank you so much. We will do just that. I hope you find that which you seek. I only wish there was something more we could do to assist you. Know that you will be in my prayers. And When next you see our daughter, pray tell her not a day goes by that her parents and her brothers do not think of her. We will, I promise. Okay, don't actually have to do the thing where we do like quests for the guys all around here. At least not right now. We just got like a freebie this time. It finally happened. May the Kami speed you on your journey. I would so dearly like to hear more of your adventures with my daughter, but I understand time is of the essence. Go now, and use the lamps as I told you. Ah, but be aware that their light only shines for short periods. Okay. Oh wait, we have like all this stuff now. Oh no. Well now I gotta decide. Can I do this now? We're still in the area. I think it would make more sense, like for the story anyway, if we just continue along this thread. I have said in the past that when they give us a side quest, it's like the right time to do it. But it feels like after we got this lamp, we should go looking around for this thing. We'll come back to this thing when there's like a lull in activity, a little bit. Maybe after we rescue Gosetsu? When do we? What happens in the story? I actually don't remember. Well, when we're about to leave the area, I guess maybe I'll decide then. We also have to do this later, and I think for now we'll just like play by ear. And there's like not a lot of time left in the episode to do this one. But that is like the big one. We gotta do that before we leave the area. How do I leave? I guess I don't want to leave yet. We can like look around a little bit. I'm not gonna do any quests, we'll just look around. They don't want us here anyway. Any aether currents down here? No. It's a pretty place. Architecture like none ever before. Well, I guess we see some of this in Kingashi. It's kind of different though. Okay, that's enough gawking. Where's the... there's one. We're going that way. How many aether currents do I have? One more, so the only one left is all the way down here, probably by the Isle of Zeki, I'd imagine. Now we don't need Sorbonne's fancy mount. We got our own. At least the animation's different for when it's swimming. Even though it is basically just flying. The Adventure. Good name for a ship. An enemy gardens, hang on. Let me see that. That's like not part of the main story, it's just like a random thing. What was this? Why does this exist on the map? Like for what reason? There aren't gonna be like fates down here or anything. Maybe for like some random side quests or something? I can't say I've known any side quest that takes you down here though. Very weird. Not like I've done every single side quest in the game though on my main character. We'll explore like these parts of the map when we get flying, I guess. Which actually, when do we get flying? Like I know we had one more current, but we have that one quest that I just looked at. The last one on the far right should be the story quest, the main story quest that completes the area basically after we're done here. So there should be like one more aether current quest around here. And I guess it's that one. When did that spawn there? When did that happen? I guess all of these spawned in without me realizing. I probably would have done that if I noticed that these quests spawned in. I guess we'll save all of that stuff for when we're about to leave, I guess. Leave this area to me. If this wreck is the self-same vessel of which Sorbonne spoke, then if the gods are good, the Magatama is nearby. Ready your lamp and keep your eyes open, Komori. Wait a second. This is a vessel where it went down, like when they were transporting it? Why didn't they search this area first? Or were they searching for the vessel and just didn't find it? But it sounded like they knew where the vessel was based on what we talked about in Shisui no Sato. Whatever. We're going to need to take this slowly. Move too fast and we risk overlooking something. To find the Yasakani no Magatama, you will need to search the area marked on your map. Use your lamp to pinpoint the precise location of the treasure and claim it. Lamp. Though you cannot say for certain, you think you glimpse a flickering light in the distance. It's like a hot, cold, whatever you call that game. What do you call that game? For the life of me, I can't remember. I'm sure I'll remember when I'm done recording. Would it be like a sparkly that we find, or do we just like use the lamp when we're nearby? There, peeping out from beneath a fine layer of sand, you spy something shimmering. Oh, that was close enough. Wait, what? Okay, that was fast. We didn't really get a lot of chance to play the game, but that's fine. I would have expected to be like inside the ship or something, like if we could go inside the ship, but I guess there is no inlet. This is not Mario 64. No, leave the area to us. We just found it. I swear, looking for a needle in a haystack would be quicker. Gosetsu will have died of old age by the time we finish. You haven't found anything, have you, Komori? Only the thing we're looking for. This is it. The Yasakani no Magatama. Exactly as Sorbonne described. Oh wait. I wanted to see what the description was of that. Oh well, too late. It would seem that our fortunes have finally changed for the better. No kidding. Wait, actually, if I decline, I can see the description. At least you think it's the Yasakani no Magatama. Not that you know for certain what it would look like. Okay. That's funny. If I read that first, that would be funny reading Alice's next line here, exactly as Sorbonne described. I guess we missed that part. We're done, Moose. It's a good thing we found the Magatama before the red. Much as I would like to return and thank Yu-Gi-Oh's parents for their assistance. No, that's nice, she just swam over. Didn't realize characters could do that, go from point A to point B during a conversation. I mean, maybe I've seen it before, but it just felt weird seeing that happen just now, I don't know why. Time is of the essence. I say we make for Tamamizu at once. Hold on to it for now, Komori. Once we arrive, present it to the Elder, and then we can finally learn how to deal with the Red Kojin. So yeah, the Shisui no Sato can wait. We'll just head over here. And this can also wait, and this can wait as well. A man is dying, even though I did like the, that other blue quest for the pirates, which I probably shouldn't have, considering Gosetsu is dying. I'm realizing the error of my ways now and pulling out all the stops to actually help them in a timely fashion. It is good to see you again, my friends. Have you brought the Magatama? We fulfilled our end of the bargain. Now it is their turn. What do you think it will be? Some sort of secret weapon or elaborate plan? I can't wait to find out. Give me some kind of turtle gun. Like a seashell that goes on our arm that shoots out water? That'd be kind of boring though. Make it shoot out smaller turtles or something. I'm not sure how that would help us, but I want it. You are returned. And with the Yasakani no Magatama, I trust. Yeah, sacred treasure of the Kojin. We know for sure now. This jewel is highly coveted by beastmen and kami alike. Yes, there is no mistake. Well done, well done. So, about the Red Kojin, you said there was a way to make them retreat into their shells. Are you ready to tell us now? I did indeed, and yes, I am. For you see, divinity resides not only in material vessels, but in individuals. In laying claim to this most sacred of treasures, you have demonstrated an affinity with the divine. Well, I mean, we do have the echo. To treat with men and women such as you is to invite fortune into our homes. Gladly we will aid your cause. All is ready, Sorbon, then give them what they require. This is a ceremonial knife of some sort. Okay, we'll take a knife, sure. Before this blade, that which is sealed shall open. The treasure vault of the Kojin, on the Isle of Zeki. It is there that our most prized relics, be they of the red or the blue, are kept safe. Fiercely do the red guard it, for its contents are more precious than their lives. Were the vault to be attacked, their response would by necessity be immediate. Kojin would be summoned from moms around to defend their treasures. And were we to sow enough chaos, the Reds in service to the Imperials would have no choice but to answer the call as well. Giving the Confederacy the sign they've been waiting for, without the Kojin, the Imperials don't have nearly enough troops in the Sar to hold off the pirates. However, you must understand that the vault is holy ground, home to 1,000 kami. To intrude upon it without paying the proper respects is a sacrilege we cannot condone. So, if we were to pay the proper respects, it would be alright? Great. How do we do that again? The Yasakani no Magatama is one of 3 most coveted treasures of the Kojin. The other 2 lie within the vault. Were you to deliver the jewel unto the others, and thereby make them whole, the kami may forgive your trespass, and instead delight in your mischief-making. Yeah, we love making mischief, and the gods that love it too are gonna be cool with us, I guess. So, if I understand you correctly, you want us to take the sacred jewel coveted by your red brothers and deliver it to their treasure vault? It kinda sounds funny when you say it like that. More or less, the Yasakani no Magatama belongs on the Isle of Zeki. So long as it finds its way there, we are satisfied. The Magatama has chosen you to bear to its brothers. Had it not, you would never have found it, and we would not be having this conversation. I shall inform the Confederacy of your plans, and bid them make ready to act when the time is right. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, their line of logic. The Isle of Zeki lies to the west of Sui no Sato. Look for a cave beneath the waters. Coughing again. Almost through. May fortune favor you in this and all other endeavors. Okay. Oops, meant to talk to Fleece. Right then, I am not normally in the habit of sneaking into heavily guarded treasure vaults, but if this is the only way to convince the Confederacy to act, then so be it. We should be prepared for a fight. The bigger the better. The kind where you'll wish you had 7 of your most battle-hardened friends at your side. Yeah, very funny. A trial. She's saying it's a trial. And speaking of that, I think it's actually a bad time to head right into the Isle of Zeki. Like, in the remaining time for the episode, we're not going to get to the trial no matter how fast I go. We gotta do some stuff over there first. But it would be a shame if I, did that stuff and we had to stop in the middle. Or, do all that stuff in the next episode and have, the trial be the big climax to that. So rather, for the rest of this episode, I'm gonna go back on my word and do some other things. I guess this thing over here. They did say we had to, get in the good graces of the Kojin or something, right? With some blessing or something along those lines, so... Helping out this one, who I'm pretty sure is a Kojin, should be sort of like that. Kind of. I'm pretending. I'm pretending we're doing this to get in the God's good graces. Just so we're not struck down by lightning or something. An errant Raton. Yeah, it's a Kojin. This might actually be an entire, quest line like the other one. I guess we'll find out. It is so far away, but I cannot give up just yet. Oh, a visitor. Why, your footsteps were so light, I did not hear your approach. I could really use the assistance of one as nimble as yourself. Okay, wait, I remember this. This is one of the only quests that requires you to do platforming. Wow. Do you see that sword protruding from that large boulder up there? I must find a way to procure it, that I might accomplish my dreams. Like all the others, I want so desperately to explore the surface in search of treasure. To do so, however, I must first prove to the village elders I am worthy of embarking upon such excursions by retrieving that sword. Oh, and you're just going to tell us to do it? How very noble of you. How very adventurous of you. My comrades have given me advice on how I might reach it, but every time I get close, I lose my footing and end up tumbling into the waters below. Yeah, we would never do that. Could you perhaps do me a favor by demonstrating how I might get there? Okay, we're just demonstrating, we're not doing it for him. Come, let us move up above. I shall observe your live movements from there. Okay, we could cheat and do it with some mount. Let's not do that though. We get like the extra speed as a ninja. I mean, you could do it with sprint, which like everyone has the same sprint speed. But I think we'll be fine with just the ninja speed and the right jumping. Do you spy that large plateau jutting out of the cave walls over there? Can you begin by jumping over to it? Yeah. You must demonstrate to the Kojin that this feat can be accomplished without the use of any outside help. Oh wait. Oh, we do have to like not use a mount. Interesting. Should you call upon a mount or fall into the water, you must start over from the beginning. In that case, we are cheating. We are cheating because we have the extra speed as a ninja. Well, that's fine. Ninjas are allowed to cheat at platforming, I guess. Please, I need you to show me how to make it from here to where the sword is over there. I guess we can't exactly cheat with like actual cheating moves. Like this won't work. I'm pretty sure it won't work. Actually, I'm curious. Does it take me directly to the ground, or does it take into account like travel speed? Okay, yeah, directly to the ground. I figured. Yeah, so that ability, not very useful for like most things. It's just, well, it's just kind of hard to activate in the middle of battle since you have to target it, and if you want to use it to get like out of the way of things, it's just a lot of buttons to press. I guess the extra movement speed is better for getting out of the way of things. I too can make it to the plateau, but it is from there that things become tricky. Every step must be taken with calculated precision, or you risk, like me, plummeting into the waters below. Oh really? Precision, huh? As if. We don't need to calculate anything. Okay. Forget that happened. I was just doing that to pad out the episode. We have like 2 minutes left in the episode, and I just want to make sure this quest ends at exactly the time the episode ends, at 1 hour, the 1 hour mark. That's why I fell. And it's why I won't fall again. Ah, so that is how you must do it. I shall give it a try. Oh, he's got the route. That's the most important part. Oops. Okay, well we didn't have to jump there. Oh, it's a good thing this isn't a quest line. It'd feel weird to like start this quest line and then start a quest line and do the rest in the next episode, even though that is what I did for the pirates, but still. I am beyond impressed. You are possessed of an incredible grace. It is clear to me now. One must tense all muscles in their legs, then push off from the rock to gain enough momentum to make it to the next one. Yes, that's called jumping. You've learned. You have restored my confidence, thanks to you. I am one step closer, no, one jump closer, to fulfilling my dream of exploring what the world above has to offer. Keep on jumping, Thunder Kojin. And you know what, just to prove that I can do it, which I think you can do it, we can make that jump, right? Maybe with like a sprint. I'm pretty sure you can't do it without a sprint. Maybe you could do it with a sprint. Whatever. Who cares? Alright, that was neat and tidy. We will leave that one for the end of the area, and also this one for the end of the area. This one's going to be way more involved. Not a quest line, but it's going to be... It's like the last... I think the last instance of a optional dungeon. Because after this, dungeons become all part of the main story. For the mileage out of them, I guess. Alright, we're feeling blessed. We helped out a single Kojin, and Now we're confident that we can storm their castle without inciting the wrath of their gods. That'd be a good time to take a break.